Last but not least, the Stump Godfrey Region, Darian Stump Godfrey, affectionately named after him after just being the man, Superman, down there in Gilmer from 2007 to 2009. Took his team to state in '07. They lost, bowed out in, I think, the state semifinal as a junior, and then as a senior, got his team as Superman over the goal line, letting them win the state championship. Not game winning, but still impressive play from Stump. The school's all-time leading touchdown rusher. Might even have more rushing records as well as being all over the record book as a passer as well. Some was incredible 3-year starter. He's going against the Roderick Strickland of Big Sandy, who, out of respect, is on here, first team All-State guy. But if we're talking quarterback play, um, we're obviously going Stump here. So, but shout out to Roger Strickland, um, first team All State guy, deep playoff run for Big Sandy. But we're talking quarterback, and we're talking about a guy named Stump. We're gonna roll with Stump. The 8-9 matchup, the last of the 8-9 matchups, and this one here is a dandy. We've got Kyler Finney of Winsboro versus Aaron Brown of Gilmer. So Kyler Finney, coach's son, Josh Finney, out of Winsboro. Incredible passing numbers. 4,000 yards as a senior. I believe he went over. He might have went 4,000 yards 2 years in a row. He was exceptional as a junior and senior. He's a guy that can really throw it, really light it up. Had a deep playoff run as a senior. I believe they went 13-1, and they lost to, I believe, Malakoff in the regional final, or maybe a year after that, a week after that, something around that time. I don't have the numbers in front of me. Really good football player, physical as well, can run it. Went to Harding University. But like I said, he's a guy that can run it, but man, he's a guy that can throw it all over the yard. They really started to spread it out. Because I mean, they didn't even do that at Mount Vernon when Fitting was there at Mount Vernon. They weren't a spread out, throw the ball type team. But when your son's a quarterback, you tend to want to throw that ball a little bit more. But very impressive career there for Kyler Finney. He's going against Aaron Brown, and I'm going with Aaron Brown here. Over 5,000 passing yards as a junior is absolutely insane. He was lighting it up week after week after week. Aaron Brown, obviously his nickname affectionately Poppy. That was in the papers. Everybody's talking about Poppy this, Poppy that. Who's this Poppy cat? And this Poppy cat keeps throwing for 400 yards and 500 yards and 400 yards and 300 yards and 500 yards all throughout the season. Really lit it up for Gilman, set a lot of records over there for the Buckeyes. And neither one of them have a really, 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 really deep playoff run. Because they went to state in 14 and won it. I don't believe it. And Poppy was a guy, I believe, in 15, 16. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. No deep playoff run for either one of them. So, but I'm going with the numbers, and I'm going with the guy that can really sling it around. And Poppy's not like this big dude. Like, you get a guy throwing for 5,000 yards, you expect him to be 6'4", 210 pounds, see over the line. Nah, Poppy's like 5'9", 5'10", thick built kind of guy. Looks like he should have been a linebacker or something, man. He's just throwing this ball all over the yard. Let's go Poppy Brown here. Here we go in the 4-13 matchup. A guy that just got through killing in Athens this past year, David Richardson, represents the 4 seed here in the Stump Godfrey region. And he's going against Ryan Wilkerson of Allegiant Fields in 2019 and 2020. And this is easily David Richardson. They're similar players, though. They both got it done through the air and can both do it on the ground as well. Go back and revisit Ryan Wilkerson's highlight tape from the top 100 of 2020. He's a dude that could ball. And we're going over this quickly because David Richardson just had one of those extremely special years. Not only did he throw for over 3,000 yards, but he also ran for like over 1,100 yards as well. A guy that's true dual threat for the high school game, competitive as hell. Played cartridges closer than anybody else played them. They got beat to cartridge 61-56 in the regular season. Playoffs came around and they spanked it on their way out. But very, very accurate player, but tough, physical. He is the embodiment of a high school quarterback, a guy that can do it both in the air and on the ground. He's going to give you everything he has. Community loves him. Great football player, and I think he's going to go. He's going to advance past Ryan Wilkerson here. In the 5-12 matchup here, we've got Ryan Mallett versus Ben Harmon of Pleasant Grove. Two styles that are completely different. Now, Ryan Mallett, 5-star quarterback, 6'6", 6'7", 215 pounds. Looks like, when he throws it, it looks like an NFL quarterback is throwing it. A lot of spin on the ball, a lot of velocity. What's the shortcoming for Ryan Mallett? He didn't win. Freshman year got thrown into the mix, and I hold that against him. But a 5-star prospect with dudes at Texas High, and at this time, Texas High was full of dudes, especially on defense with Chris Collins and Dustin Ernest and Chris Brown and a bunch of a slew more of other guys that were just extremely talented. Had some good guys to throw it to. Joe Anderson out there playing receiver. Would have loved to seen him win a state championship though, to really solidify himself, and he would have been a number one seed if he would have won. If you look at the number one seeds, all of them had won a state championship. Reggie, Pat, Terry, and Stump. So, that's kind of why he trickles down a little bit because he didn't win in high school. He's going against Ben Harmon, who is a true winner. Went to state twice, lost the first one and won the second one. It might be even more than that. I don't have his statistics in front of me. I'm going with Ryan Mallett because that's an obvious choice, but damn, it's a tough draw for Ben Harmon right here, who is the current OC somewhere in East Texas. He just got a job in East Texas, but it's really just a tough draw for him. Being this 12 seed, like I said, if he is against Javari McAllister, I think I'm taking Ben Harmon. I think if he's against um, Chris Marshall, maybe he has a chance. I don't know, maybe not, because Chris Marshall did win the state title as well. But he's in front of the buzzsaw that is Ryan Mallett, and Ryan Mallett's going to advance here. So let's keep it pushing. Here at the 6-11 matchup, we've got Grand Saline's Jet Taylor versus 11 Texas High's David Potter. Let's talk about Grand Saline's Jet Taylor first. Lightning, his name is Jet for a reason. I don't know if that's a nickname or if his parents just knew he was going to be fast, but he's a guy that can take it to the windows, to the wall from anywhere. Grand Saline, obviously a small school. He plays safety as well. Uh, I think he threw for like 20 something. Like he threw for a lot of yards this year, 1,900 something. Like he had more rushing yards as a junior than he did passing yards. But as a senior, they stepped it up a little bit in the passing game. He got a little better. He improved. And he, like I said, athleticism is off the charts. There's no doubt who the better athlete of these two are. But David J. Potter is a dude, man. Signed with TCU, 6'3", 215 pounds. RPO guy, could stick that ball in there, pop out, hit you accurately. Um, like I said, not a lot of deep playoff runs for either one of these guys. Uh, kind of disappointed though in David Potter and Texas High in that sense. I thought Texas High had the team to win a state championship for the last since I've been covering them. Honestly, they've been a really, really, really impressive team, both physically on defense and then offensively explosive. So it kind of like that's why you got David Potter here sitting at 11. He set the school record for Cam Brightner to break it the next year with 35 touchdowns. But really impressive at TCU. I'm going with David Potter here over Jet Taylor. And Jet Taylor deserves to be here, but not over David Potter. He ain't gonna get that nod. Big upset there. Number 3, 14 matchup here. Number 3, Kason Brooks out of Kilgore versus Andon Mata of West Rusk. Kason Brooks, if you follow the page, you know I'm a big fan of the guy. Mechanics are great, very quick, strong arm, accurate as hell, competitive guy, fire, plays with fire, emotionally driven, like all the things you want in a quarterback, especially at the high school level. Kason Brooks is that. Not a huge guy by any means, 5'9" maybe, I don't know, slender build, not very, very big or anything like that. So for him to play with as much pop as he did, was that kind of surprised me as well. Very good mechanics. Took us on 2 deep playoff runs to the state championship game. So he's obviously going to advance over Andy Mata. But let's talk about Andy Mata for just a second. Athletic dude out of West Rusk, could run it really well, could throw it as well. Coach's son. Um, just looks like a good kid. Always had been appreciative of being on lists and things like that, whether it be on Twitter or through Facebook, reaching out. But good guys, he's not going to beat Kason Brooks here. Here we go, 7-10 matchup. We've got McLean Carter from Kilmer versus Sidarius Blackshot of Carthage. And I love these 7-10 matchups because, man, I don't know why, but the 10s always just look a little better. And we are going another 10 upset over a 7 here. McLean Carter, let's talk about it. 2014, 1 year to start, and did a hell of a job. Starting quarterback, won every single game, but that Kilmer team was loaded. Blake Lynch, Chris Boyd, you can stop there. But they had more than that. Defense was fantastic. They were just loaded, honestly, on both sides of the football. And McLean only starting that 1 year. He did what he was supposed to do. But Sedarius Blackshire is a 3-year starter, I believe, for Surratt. Or maybe not for Surratt, but I think he's a 3-year starter. Started for Surratt in '07, took him to the playoffs, and in '08 they figured it out and won the state championship. He's the first to win a state championship at Carthage. Threw for a lot of yards as well. And it doesn't fit your typical black quarterback type of mold. You think he would be a guy that ran around and scrambled and did all that other shit. Now he could throw the football, stand in the pocket, play action, whatever you need out of him. He could deliver standing on 2 feet, and was a big time player. And he's going to get the nod here over McLean Carter in this 10-7 upset. And last but not least, the 2-15 matchup. We've got Texas State's head coach here, G.J. Kinney, from Canton and Gilmer, going against Braden Bennett of Mount Vernon, who took his team to the 5th round in 2021, and then he got an ACL injury in 2022. Um, very Mount Vernon ran a spread offense. He was a very integral part of what they did. They handed it off to Mackenzie McGill, went to North Texas, but it was Braden Bennett as a junior. He has one of the most impressive seasons that you can see, especially coming out of Mount Vernon out of nowhere where nobody really was expecting him. But this is GJ freaking Kinney we're talking about here. GJ off of Canton alone. You don't even have to consider what he did in Gilmer. His numbers are absolutely ridiculous, even though they lost in the first. What he did at Canton was incredible. I remember being in the car ride with my dad and freaking Smokey going crazy over G.J. Kinney, the freshman who returned a punt to take his team into the playoffs. So not only was he could pocket pass and stand still in the pocket and throw it all over the field, one of the best athletes on the field from day one as a freshman getting it in out there. So Gary Joe Kinney Jr. is going to go ahead and advance through here into the 2nd round, and that's it for the Stump Godfrey region.